You can count how many seeds are in a tomato, but you can never ever count how many tomatoes can come out of a seed. I have you to thank, the viewer who is watching this video. And I also have a company called Winpat Agrochem to thank, because they did supply us with advice and they supplied us with the inputs for this project. I also want to thank the farm owners who gave us the privilege to record and document this small project. And I also want to thank the amazing team that were working hands on this project. And if I did not mention your name or anything in between, I want to thank you as well for the contribution that you have made to this project so that it became successful. Hello and welcome. My name is Kuda. If you're new to this channel, please consider smashing that subscribe button. If you have done so already, please just give this video a like. When you do that, it's more like you're voting for this content. In addition, I'm going to add more resources in the description. Make sure that you check them out. Let me take you on a journey when we started this small project. I do understand that there's quite a lot of people that are just like us, who are aspiring farmers, that are just getting started with farming projects, and they have no idea on where to get started. You may have made a mistake like we did, which I'm going to explain in a second, but that is not the end. There is a way to that. I'm going to take you on a journey on where we started and take you through the process and make sure that you understand some of the experiences that we had. However, we've been documenting every part of the project. For the tomatoes, if you check the previous videos or in the description, I'm just going to add all the videos there. Now, let's go to the beginning. We started off by having an idea of doing farming, okay, and I was spearheading the project. This project is not mine, it belongs to someone else. And I was just the guy who was on the forefront. I'm not a farmer, but I do have an idea or a skill of consulting, of trying to go from one office to another to make sure that things happen. So once we did the setup, we had the bore set up, we had the drip irrigation set up on the farm. We then need to start with cabbages, and we did cabbages, and they went past their harvest time and they had not grown so that they can be market ready. I then thought to myself, why did this, what caused this? And then I said to myself, wow, I have to contact the company Winpat Agrochem to find out what's causing this. And when I spoke to the guys at Winpat Agrochem, they suggested that I make use of their agronomists. And I suggested that, can you please give us one of them so that we go with them to the farm. We then made our way to the farm, and believe you me, they offered this service for free because we bought the inputs from them. So they said that your success is our priority. We're going to make sure that we give you the agronomist that you need. We then went on to the farm, and then the agronomist looked at the cabbages, and then from that moment he said that these cabbages, they are not going anywhere, you just need to take them off. I then thought to myself, wow, we spent a lot of effort in doing this. He then explained some of the things that I remember anyway, and these things are: number one, there was little to no manure or fertilizer that were added on these cabbages. And then number two, he explained that there was inadequate water on the cabbages. And then number three, there was an issue of ridges. Okay, so I really loved the way he explained that. So he said you planted ridges in dry season. So we did cabbages in dry season. Okay, so there was like a small ridge, a small hump like that. Okay, this is the ground. Okay, this is the ground, and then this is the ridge. And then we planted the tomatoes here, the cabbages here. Okay, so we did plant the cabbages here. He said that if you water the cabbages here, the roots may be somewhere here and the water is going to go into the ground. so there was no need to put ridges. So that was one of the contributing factors as well. So you mentioned that you needed to make a mechanism so that the water can stay in the roots as much as possible. And I was like, okay, I didn't know about that. Anyway, that was some of the lessons that I've learned then. And then I said, okay, so what can we do next? So they looked at the amount of water that we have at the farm, and then they also checked the time of the year, and they checked also the soil type, and they suggested that we do tomatoes. And to be specific, they gave us a specific tomato type to plant. And this time around I said, you know what, we're just gonna go with what the agronomist said. But with the experience that I had with cabbages, wow, I had lost a bit of confidence in the process as well. Now, throughout the time that we were doing tomatoes, the agronomists from Winpat were visiting the farm, and on another day we wanted to do the planting of the tomato seed that they suggested. So the previous agronomist gave us instructions on how to prepare the land. They said do the land preparation like this. On another day I went to pick the agronomist to say that we have done the land preparation, we now want to plant the seed. The agronomist escorted me to the place where they buy seedlings. We didn't buy seeds actually, because of the time of the year we wanted to quickly plant. We had to buy seedlings, and when we bought the seedlings, we went to the farm, and then to my surprise the agronomist said the land preparation was done wrong. I was like, okay, what are you talking about here? Can you not just plant? And then he said, no, that's not how you do it. And then he then gave us instructions on how to do what they call trenches. So he gave us a lot of options, but he left us to do what he suggested we do, what is known as trenches, and he showed us how to put manure. And then on that day we could not do the planting because we needed to redo the land preparation. We had to wait a while so that we do the land preparation. We did the land preparation, and then we were supposed to do the planting with the agronomist, and then he showed us what to do. Apparently when he left we had to do the planting on our own, and then we did the planting, and then a few days after we did the planting the tomatoes were not growing well. They were actually drying up, and then the agronomist said you put too much fertilizer on the tomatoes during the planting. Okay, I'm like, okay, another disappointment. Is it going to work out? And at that moment I was again getting more worried, and then we had to go and buy seedlings again. This time around we had to plant again, and this time around it actually worked out. So during the time of the growth of the tomatoes, the agronomists would communicate with them on WhatsApp, and they would visit the farm as well. The last time I went to pick the agronomist from Winpat, he came and saw what was on the ground, and then he said there is a 99% chance of getting a very good harvest. At that moment I was really excited because we were going towards the harvest time. I was really excited. So, and the produce came through, and we have started to harvest the tomatoes, and we've been selling the tomatoes to the market, to the community, actually to the community and a small growth point near the farm. And what I've observed is that we cannot even meet the demand that the tomatoes have within that small area. So that's basically the story. And what I've learned, some of the points that I've learned through and through, is that when you are just an aspiring farmer, you're just getting started, learn to use the advice of professionals, and they are there at your disposal. And with Winpat, they do have a WhatsApp group where there is quite a number of discussions that I see there going, and I'm going to add a link to their WhatsApp group in the description. And if you do buy inputs from them as well, they can give you access to the agronomists. And yeah, that's about it. And let me tell you now about the next project that I'm going to be working on. The next project that I'm going to be working on is a greenhouse. And throughout this experience that I've actually learned is that start small and grow. Okay, so I'm going to do a greenhouse at a backyard in an urban area, and then find out what type of crop to plant there. And that's the next project. And as we have been documenting all the previous videos for this tomato project, I'm going to be documenting the videos for the greenhouse. So do check that out and subscribe to this channel so that you never miss any of these awesome videos. With that said, I want to thank you so much for leaving comments, viewing this video, liking this video, and your feedback is highly valued. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you on the next project, and bye.